Over the course of 9 weeks, teams competed game in and game out to place for the Biñho Cup. Joining this season, Kevin and the Ronalbinhos showed they can compete. On the other side of the board, we got Club Shiesty, who looks to get another Biñho Cup in their collection. My name is Hayden, alongside Sammy, and boy, do we have a matchup to start these playoffs.
Yeah, we're looking for a... Oh, it took a little while for the rock, paper, scissors dispute. Maybe that's going to be a representation of what this game looks like, hopefully.
Hey, Kevin kicked us off when we were underway, though, and that was a quick shot there from Club Shiesty. I don't know if you peeped that either.
Yeah, that was...
Shot close to the post, another one in by Kevin.
Ronalbinhos getting inside there in the box.
Ooh, a good shot held up by that back line, and Lawrence will have a midfield chance, won't go, and that's a dangerous spot for him to be, Sammy.
Yeah. Once the Shiesties, they play inside the box, and once they're on the outer half, you know they're going to be creeping like this.
Ooh,
and that's
going to
be a red.
hurt. Yeah,
that was inside the box.
Red inside the box. Red or yellow.
Away from the ball.
Yellow. Oh, man. Oh, man, this is absolute just nightmare for Kevin right now in the first minute of the game. Oh, man, and a 1-0 lead from Club Shiesty. This is how Adrian started his game against Club Shiesty when he played him in the season.
Yeah, I feel like Club Shiesty just has a lot of they get pressure and
they're picking up some loose change there.
Pressure makes points. Yeah.
2-0 lead right now, and oof. Oh my God, they're getting every shot right now. This is not good.
I'd say something that's very important for the Ronalbinhos if they could if they get one, oof, that's right off the post right there. But as long as they stay aggressive on their offense, they can stay in this game. The Shiesties don't get. They're just getting a lot of opportunities
right there, and Lawrence unable to do anything with it. A shot. Oh, this is another chance for him, but he will just capitalize with almost 2 minutes elapsed, and it's a 4-0 game. Lawrence he's not playing around this season. Oh, good chance from the midline, won't go. A good save by that striker. Pin. Oh, this is deadly, Sammy. It is 5-0.
Yeah, and with that shot, is like that was gonna go in even with that middle pin in there. So it was kind of just like.
Oh my God! He's not letting off the gas, and right one on the doorstep for Kevin. I think he's just hoping, and everyone's kind of hoping that he can break it. Besides Lawrence, obviously, he wants that clean sheet for himself. Which, I mean, this is absolutely outrageous. Holy.
The difference that center pin is like he's the biggest X factor. If we have,
oh my,
like I said, if there's any X factor.
And 40 seconds elapsed. Welcome to the studio. We are live here from Phoenix. I'm Hayden alongside Diego, and we also have Shane on call through Discord joining us, and we may have some more guests joining us throughout the hour. But first game of the playoffs is in the books. Club Shiesty, a stunning display, playing a rapid paced game, 7-0, repeating what they did actually against the Filibinhos here, against the Ronalbinhos. I mean,
just you like to see like history be made in any sport, but like to get a clean sheet to start off a playoff like that, you couldn't ask anything more from your defending champs. And he proved why he is the champ. You know what I mean? You get the young club, you have to beat them up every once in a while. Even though they did hold themselves up in the regular season, Kev played very strong. His solid wins were against Sammy. You know, a very high offensive team. So to beat an offensive team like that, maybe you thought he had a chance against Club Shiesty, but honestly, it just wasn't able to hold up.
Yeah, it didn't. It fell apart, I feel like, really exactly the way Adrian did back in the regular season, where you have a ball tight in the box, and Lawrence gets pressure in quickly and often. And not only that, he makes you feel it, and then you make a mistake, and that mistake there was actually a red card rather than a failed clear attempt. And I think any day 10 out of 10. If I'm gonna lose the call, I'll take the failed clear for a goal.
Yeah, I mean, but you don't think it'll turn out to a 7 goal wrap up in 2.5 minutes?
Yeah.
The way that it did, you always hope that, all right, maybe you'll get one and then I could get back in the game. Lawrence just being a crazy dominant and very confident team. You know what I mean? He like knows, all right, I'm gonna hit shots if I just keep shooting how I'm shooting them, they'll fall. And they were falling quick and consistently, honestly. He wrapped his game up the fastest game that we've ever had.
Yeah, 2 minutes and 35 seconds. I was gonna say that is a stellar performance offensively and defensively to not give up too many lies where your opponent can capitalize on is even more impressive.
time.
And that's something Lawrence has done phenomenal since season 1. So it's definitely a test to why he won last year's Tropico Cup and this season's Biñholiga title with that 6-1-0 record. As for Kevin, I mean, he's just got to get
Yeah,
going next week in that clear department. He's got to focus up on, not taking any fouls.
yeah, I was gonna say it's gonna be hard for him to repeat this. The only way is up for here, you know what I mean?
True.
Because like he took a red card 30 seconds into the game. That's tough. You know, taking at any point is hard because you know the lead's gonna switch, but to give up the lead early and for Lawrence to just keep scoring, next time Kevin has to just go in there knowing that is a very strong chance that won't happen again. So just focus on clearing, like you said, make sure that you get them around the certain areas, get around certain pins to not let up the easy shots. Even though, like Sammy said during the broadcast, a lot of those shots Lawrence was going to hit even with that center pin there. Just it not being there, it allowed Lawrence to have more confidence in shooting that ball as hard as he would.
I think that also allowed him to do it in that time frame, in that span where it was just rapid fire hitting you in the face, and it was definitely a punch to the gut for Kevin. I think he'll be able to bounce back at home next week. I don't think we've explained this yet, but the whole playoffs will be best of 3 series, so each team will have multiple chances to come back and potentially get 2 wins to move on to the next series. But if we're going to be looking at the bracket right now, Club Shiesty, they're the only team with a win. They're up 1-0, and they'd be moving on to play the winner of this next series, which is in the next game going to be myself versus Aiden. So Tropico City and Cujo's united in this next one. And Tropico City's had a very interesting season. They lost their tiebreaker for 3rd place against Real MC. So now they're stuck facing me.
Yeah, I mean that series, like you said, those teams were both tied up for 3rd. They both came out with 10 points. It looked a little different, at the end because Sammy beat Aiden at the end. But Aiden is such offensive, dominant team. He can play with both hands. Not many other of us do it. You know what I mean? At least confidently. Yeah. Shooting with my left is like I'm just hitting the ball. I'm not shooting it. You know what I'm trying to say? So Aiden has that factor for him. But then on the other hand, your style of play is very accurate shots and very hard shots to even try to mimic for the other player, So in a lot of times in Biñho, you see somebody shoot something and it'll work, and you think, wait, let me try that. I know exactly what he did, and it doesn't go that way, and then it gets your whole game plan messed up. So I think that both of you guys come in with such a unique style of play, and this series is going to be real fun to face off the winner of either the new expansion team or the previous champ.
Oh, for sure. I think it'll be quite rewarding whoever we have to face. Other than that, though, I will say I definitely try to model my game from the beginning, from season 1 after New York Biñho Club, and what Sean does there is absolutely amazing. So he's probably one of the best shooters I've seen in person.
For sure.
Nick is probably the craftiest shooter I've seen in person.
Yeah,
being able to lift it over the pins and stuff.
Whenever he wants, that was just different.
That's nuts. Yeah, I haven't mastered that yet, but I do like and respect the idea of just being a sniper, being like an Ovechkin type, or even if it's I liked always when Messi would score from like the midline.
Yeah,
he would just coast them. So being able to shoot from anywhere I always thought would be the most dangerous thing. But I also like that about your game, so because you have that clear.
Yeah,
ability,
that's one
comes up
thing
big
that
for
it comes up big, and I've seen a lot of other teams like incorporate shots into their clearing. Like look for the lane where you can maybe score, and it happens a lot for a lot of teams now, and not just myself. So it's good to see everybody. Like I said, you see something working, you figure out how to do it. So maybe with this series, I'm not sure if we'll see you go with your left hand or Aiden pull up some rocket shots. But I'm very interested to see this next match.
I do think coming down to the real tight matchups that you'll see in the playoffs, it'll be coming down to really who can play each other's game the best. Like, who can I beat you at your own game is really what will make the second Tribinho Cup winner in my book. But let's get Tropico City and Cujos United underway.
We are here for Biñholiga playoff match number 2, as we have Cujos United traveling to Tropico City, as unfortunately he was unable to beat Sammy in Real MC to lock up that third place spot. So he will go ahead and face off Cujos on that top side of the bracket. And Cujos will kick us off here as he won the Rochambeau. Somebody get the game clock going. Thank you. Alrighty, but alongside me I have Sammy off the wall here commentating his second game in a row in this playoffs.
It's been fun. It's been a great time.
Oof, Aiden puts it there on the doorstep as Cujo's not able to clear, and Aiden capitalizes. 1-0. 20 seconds in. I mean, that's a very solid start. But I mean, in that first placement game, he did get an early lead against you. But if Cujo's doesn't respond, I think he might have a different fate in this one than he did against you.
You know, Tropico City is always a fun opponent to go against, but not fun when they're putting a bunch of points on the board. You know, they're just a really good team. They have their offense. The
shot there.
Only guy shooting with both left and right, and has put points on the board with him as he goes to the left. Here into the minute, he's up 1. If he just controls minute by minute, putting a point on the board, you know, wow.
Escu just hits us with the equalizer as you speak on it. Unable to go over the clean sheet. But Aiden with the quick response. As you did, you set it off from the middle point and you scored going off that lower part of the band. As you kind of see, you score more going lower and get that bounce back on the opposite end rather than trying to find the direct lane. So he goes again on the left hand side.
Not too strong of a clear, but his defense holds up on him. Nice soft direct shot.
Yeah, Cujo's one with a little finesse shot. It was a nice follow through, but unable to get that final roll past that middle pin. Rifled back to midpoint here. Sets Halo up. Not able to find his lane. Both teams still look like they're trying to find the consistent pace to play at, even though we're 2 minutes in and both teams are on the board. They just still looking and trying to find the perfect lane to shoot rather than going in there unwilling, Steph Curry style, just shooting everything.
Right. Yeah, you can tell that both of them are still trying to get comfortable. Tropico City obviously going to have some more comfort being the home team, you know, seeing their beautiful colors, given that Florida vibe.
Unable to get that last roll. It's just stopped there on the doorstep. Cujo's pushed it out to the left side. Aiden off the right post. I mean, that was a spot where if you have the lane, you get it.
Oh,
Cujo's nice job staying off that crossbar. He was very close, but watched himself there and not able to find the lane there.
Yeah. I think we're going to need like a compilation of just hitting all the posts.
Yeah, I mean, this game has, as slow as it's been, we've had so many shots hit off the side post. We just found his lane there. Tossed it up at 2 at the 30-minute mark. I mean, that's after. That was a nice shot, but not able to get the goal. After that New York Biñho tournament, we've seen Cujo's take a lot of those direct shots, and he doesn't push it far enough.
Just too much of a little chess match there. Just kind of like whiffs the kick. I'd say if there's any real life.
Yeah, I mean that was definitely, a lot of times you see a goalkeeper think he put enough power on it and it just spins upward.
And
Cujo's equalizes it again. We're not up at 3.
within the minute, he just took his mistake.
That was a very close shot. Both teams are doing a decent job of clearing when it's really needed. Aiden going for that lower part of the band, not able to, just puts it down in the corner. Cujo is not able to get it past his midfield line. I don't know, will Aiden find him? He does find the lane.
Yeah, I feel like Cujo is definitely going forward, probably gonna take a little bit of an extra second on their clear just to get the full shot. We've seen a couple missed opportunities that haven't helped them, and Tropico City is taking advantage of it. With the left shot, very strong, and now Cujo's playing inside the box.
See, on those, it's not really a shot attempt, as that one more so was.
It's like a little
but
sweep.
you're kind of hoping that the opposing team messes up and gets a red card if they shoot it out of bounds or double touch or anything.
Looked like a good shot over there by Cujo. It's just the defenders playing really good on Tropico's side.
Yeah, I mean, that front defender has probably the most stops out of anybody on this field. We haven't seen the Cujo's power shot really come into play here.
It's a 5 minute. That's like a moderate power shot. It's like a guided power shot.
2-minute warning as we are knotted up here at 4. I mean, this game has been going back and forth. Aiden's had the lead a few times, but every time he does, Cujo finds a way to tie it up. Aiden, not hard enough. Maybe a little bit more power.
In the lane, just those ones hurt. When you see it's in the lane and it's just like, it just dies out. Yeah.
It's hard to determine every time how hard to shoot the ball because you don't want to shoot it off the field and then you get a card. So, I mean, Cujo's just perfectly nailing that shot. I mean, he must be practicing that shot every day because every time that ball's...
It's like I'm watching myself out there.
Every time that ball's set up on that middle
shot.
wing, like, he hits it every time.
Cujo's hasn't, like you said, they haven't hit the power shot, but they've hit that direct, clean shot just through, hitting no pins, just...
He tried his power shot there, just got stunned by the last defender. We're at about 50 seconds remaining in regulation. Cujo's up 2. He is now on match point. Let's see, will he answer before the end of regulation or will Aiden get on the board? I don't know, man. Like I said,
right off the front.
The match between Sammy, he had the first goal of the game and then he couldn't really keep the lead the whole time. Keeping the other team in the game, just kind of unfortunate there. Oh, and is that a red? Is that a... And that is a red card as we will get a coin flip here.
Yellow.
Takes the unfortunate bounce. As we will go an additional 40 seconds if that's even necessary. Cujo's will kick us off.
A little depth. No, exactly. Never seen that one yet in Biñho.
Unable to get it past the line.
Oh my.
Aiden ops. Yes.
Yeah, we're going to 45.
All good, all good. Aiden unable to clear, hit his back defender. As that middle lane, it does kind of help you when you're on that doorstep right there. It gives you a very clear lane.
Right, it takes the ease off of you on your defensive side when you're clearing. Less guys in the way, less of a mess, but inevitably just...
Oh, that is a yellow card.
That was at 42.
All right, so we will go about
10 seconds.
I was gonna say we
no,
could
5 seconds.
we could
if
go
we
until
start at 8, we can play until 8, 10.
we could I was about to say
8-5.
wait 5 seconds and then we'll go to 8-10. There'll be 10 additional seconds added on due to the yellow card from Cujo's. Can Aiden get on the board? Will Cujo's finish
He
this
gets
one?
opportunity.
And he does,
Cujo solidifies
right
it.
before the clock hits.
I
mean-
was not mad.
3, 2, 1. All right. So after I gifted Aiden, 2 chances on the doorstep there, I was able to tie it 2 minutes to go and secure the lead and upset victory in game one. Our first upset so far of the playoffs.
I mean, that was just a dominant show of like composure in that match. You know, I felt like when Aiden scored first, he had a chance of just rallying off a bunch the way Lawrence did.
Yeah.
Especially after seeing that match play out, you think that everybody could just score immediately and all these games are just going to be super one-sided. But then as soon as you found your pace and you were hitting your lanes, like you mentioned before we started, taking your experience from the New York Biñho tournament and really focusing on hitting your direct shots through the lanes, I mean, you killed it. Like Sammy said, every time you put the ball on that right side, it just goes in every time now. So, I mean, hats off to you for really dominating, and it was shown here.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I definitely didn't want to get in my head too much that game. And Aiden's a phenomenal player. He, like you said, he's ambidextrous. He can play with both hands. So you don't want to give him lies on either side of the board that are going to be in good lanes at all. So I like to try to keep him down on his goal line. So I like to shoot hard and try to get front spin. But as you saw, though, there were late cards. I don't know if that could have offset the game, but I was unable to actually put it away when I got the pin. So I do have some, accuracy shooting still to work on.
But isn't it usually the easiest ones that you miss? You know what I mean? A lot of times, and you see in sports, the soccer guy, he has the open net, whips it for some reason. Happened this week with Holland. A lot of times the guys, they go up for a dunk and they miss it. So it's just, sometimes you think you have the perfect lane and it just hits off your fingernail a little bit different. So, I mean, but yeah, hitting that one probably would have helped seal it and keep you from getting another foul in the books 30 seconds later. But, I mean, it didn't hurt too bad because, like you said, Aiden wasn't able to really find his footing after you had retaken the lead.
Yeah, and how do you think so far that with the board change from we were just using the classic OG Turk board and now we have the circle board on there? Like, do you think players have had to change their shooting? I know that sometimes when it'll slow down on that darker patch, but on the lighter, that's where it'll speed up and you'll get extra roll.
Yeah, sometimes you'll see certain players like think about what shots they'll take or even put more power on it than usual. Just because like, all right, yeah, I need to get it past that goal line and it needs to get past that rough. So, yeah, I think players have adapted to it a little bit, especially like because we shot on it at Biñho after dark when we went out to the bar and we shot with it. Everybody got a little test, got to do a little pregame. But, yeah, I definitely think there was a change of strategy for everybody. And I think you benefited the most having incorporated that power shot super early.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it's the most vital thing to the sport is having a good shot, and it's what I focus on personally is not even trying to score every time on it. I just want to pick a lane and hit the lane. So if I hit the lane and it rattles and doesn't go, that's fine because I hit my lane. I'm not too worked up that I didn't score because I shot it where I wanted it to go. It just didn't hit it cleanly.
I feel that for sure. I mean, that's, yeah, like you said, it doesn't always hit it everything as smooth as always ops, but I mean, that goes for every sport, especially when you don't really have much control in this game, but the first initial hit of the ball and really the lane you take. So,
yeah, so then, coming up in 3 minutes starting, we have you taking on your little bro, Sammy, who you've so far been unable to take down in Biñholiga history.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I can't beat him on camera. We have our face off at home, and that's a very even matchup. So I don't know. I don't know what happens when we get on camera. But I mean, hats off to him. He was a very solid team this year. Like he beat Aiden out for that third place spot. I mean, they both walked out with 10 points with the season. So
he was the second. Sammy was the second most dominant offense this season too.
Yeah, he had
a 40-goal season, and his defense was top notch. He only averaged 4.00 goals against, and that's the second best. Everyone else had 5 or more.
Yeah, so
besides him,
only following Club Shiesty in stats is a very, very solid
impressive
thing to
feat,
say to people. So I mean, that's not really much I can do. I mean, I won a bunch of matchups as kids, so I mean, I guess this is his
Payback?
this is his payback.
Revenge tour.
Everybody gets to see his wins. I could sign up for that.
Hey, I support it. Youngest,
I support
do
it.
your thing. You get revenge on your.
But I mean,
siblings
hey,
out there.
if he walks away with it like in this one, but I'm still shooting for it. You know,
Yeah,
he has the home field advantage, but the next
come back next week.
come back next week and we'll be on my turf.
It's
You
gonna
know
be a
what I
different
mean?
story.
But no, like we said, he's a very solid team, so there's not really much to say about losing those few games on camera. But hopefully I could turn things around, honestly.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. I mean, I think that this series is going to be an absolute treat just because you two get to go at it in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And it's so cool. And it's the opening round. I mean, you have so many cool matchups. The Biñho City matchup between the Filibinhos and Baked Biñhos will be next, coming up at 9:45. But right now, let's get into this matchup between the brothers. Countless battles in the backyard and a long season has led us to this point where the brothers face off in the first round of the playoffs. Little brother Sammy and Real MC will be hosting big brother Diego and BC Fumetas. My name is Hayden, alongside Aiden, who will be calling this game today. As Sammy kicks us off, and we're a quick one down in between those lines. BC responds with a one into the wide areas, and Aiden, you've played both of these clubs. What do you think each team does really well when they're playing a winning game? As Sammy, you see, he gets an early first strike.
Well, see, I think you gotta get in front of Sammy because he'll take that momentum and he'll just run with it. So, Diego's gotta.
He's got to bounce back quick now.
Yeah.
And he had a chance there from mid-range, won't go. Sammy trying to get one down Broadway, I believe, didn't get the lane. Ooh, gets one there, just not enough power on it, and a goal line stand, nothing to come. And back to the midfield, that one off the post for Sammy. Diego
with a good
well.
clear.
Yeah, he's always strong in that department.
Oh yeah, for sure.
About a minute has elapsed, of 1-0 lead so far for Real MC. I mean, what a series this is going to be.
Yeah,
if this
true.
comes down to a game 3.
If you were paying attention to the season, me and Sammy had a tiebreaker for him to get here. So a lot of people don't know this, but I did throw that game so the brothers could play. Yeah, we did. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. He's a good player, so
Well, some big
excited to see
news
this matchup,
revealed,
and
he definitely attests to your comment.
yeah, 2-0.
About a minute and a half
Strong start.
gone by, and a challenging clear there for him, but he's able to get out off the bend. Diego has been using the wide areas to shoot mainly. Not too many direct shots, and oh man,
I think Diego's getting in his head a bit here.
that just hurts to see. And I mean, he's just got to get one on the board and get rolling. Open the floodgates, and
Oh yeah.
he'll be all right here. In the wide area, shot won't go. Sammy responding, one off the back line, and that.
And
striker
Sammy
comes
always
in.
plays good in his home court too. That's for sure.
That is true. He's a phenomenal home team, and
He's the third seed, so I mean,
like you said, you got to get in front of him. When he has the early lead, he's really hard to beat.
It's true.
Ooh, that one got him.
Let's see if he can
close.
clear this good.
Won't go.
How are they gonna
Oh,
play
okay.
that?
They're going back and forth on the goal line right now. Sammy
Can he
has
get
a
it clear?
clearing lane, and he gets one down in deep. And a chance now. Ooh, won't get the lane. That one will go through into the alley. And,
missed opportunity.
oh, BC Fumetas. Oh, he's looking for a cold there against him. And his brother was.
Now, do we let the players make their own calls? Is that something that we do here?
We haven't.
It's
Oh,
more so the players' impression.
yeah. As you say, we haven't specified that. We do let the crowd come into play on the call, though,
Okay.
if it's overwhelming. So
Binho is a sport for the people.
that did happen a few games back, and it's a 4-0
Mhm.
lead. He's got a chance, won't go.
Sam
BC
should
able
have took
to
his
clear
time
down,
with that.
and, I mean, able to get out of danger there.
There's still a lot of time. It's not even halfway through this game, so
Yeah, Real is looking like Club Shiesty right now in terms of game 1.
mm.
Appearances. Kevin gives us the look. Oh, and some change.
Mm.
Ooh, Ooh, a little bit
Is that
on the table shake. I don't know. I think that's a little bit of
that's a
incidental.
gray area
Just a
there
bad
in the
table at
in the
the,
rules,
at the end
yeah.
of the day, honestly.
You know, our Biñho headquarters are soon to be shifting, so
Maybe a better table.
a better
but-
table will be included.
Yes. Oh, did that shift the board? I'm looking at the
We can check
markers.
the markers.
It looks a little bit off here, but I don't know. What about over there, Aiden?
I think it's a yellow.
He thinks oh, you were using
It's-
the.
I'm using my center line because I lined it up with the midpoint. So, but it does the
I don't know.
You can play on.
All right, we'll play
Okay,
on. Play
we'll
on.
Play on. I think
Well,
that
at
was,
about 30 seconds.
That was a challenging call there. I mean, weird play. It looked like it had shifted.
And-
It definitely didn't, as the ball don't lie. I mean, we love the saying in basketball. It is definitely, I believe, probably 80% of the time true in Biñho. That's good enough to hold up for me. An 80-20 rule, I like it. Oh, he
Ooh.
leaves one on the doorstep. And Sammy comes through the door. Oof. It's a 5-1 game. About 2.5 minutes to go in this one. And BC excuse me, looking to get their offense going. Just so it's hot for these playoffs and possibly bounce back in game 2. Because I don't know, do you think he'll be able to get a full comeback? Going, it's been done, and
All right,
hey,
I
if he
mean-
can rally here, we might be able to see something. We haven't crossed that 2-minute warning.
I mean, it's very possible to score goals right off the first kick, so anything's possible here, but time is dwindling now.
Diego has also said that a 3-goal lead in Biñho, he believes, that can be. He turned around within
Just
a
like
minute.
that. I mean, now it's
And
2.
He's just got to put the goals
Sammy's gotta
together.
stand
He's
up straight.
rifling, and I think he's on a mission now.
The brothers are going at it, that's for sure. I mean,
think-
Diego's not going out without
Oh,
fighting hard.
He makes it a game point match, and
Oh, shit.
will Diego be able to force match point? I think it'll be interesting. Puts him in an odd position there on his own striker, and he gets a mid-range chance. Won't go.
Mhm.
Sammy's defense comes up big for him there.
You got to see them getting in the box more.
Diego unhappy with his
There's
last shot.
still time.
A big save by his center defensive pin and a wide area chance.
We're
for
getting
both
close to a
clubs.
minute left.
Trying a pop shot and saying, "Oh, that might have been a double."
disconnect.
All right, he said he followed through. He followed
been,
through. Sammy kept playing, and I don't know. He's got the lead. Maybe he can put it
And
away.
that's
Oh,
a yellow
that's gonna
card.
be easy yellow right there.
Won't
You're good. You're good.
grab a new ball.
You're good. We got extras. We'll get her later.
So you were going to
Probably.
7:30 before from the first mess up. So wait till 30 seconds. We'll go to 8. And that's regulation. That's not.
Beautiful.
Right back
Oh
in it.
my,
I
he
mean,
almost puts it away there.
Look, so there's still a minute 30, 20 seconds left, but Sammy just needs 1 goal.
Yeah, that is a long time to get 1 goal, but like Diego has said, he could destroy
come
that
back.
lead. Maybe whether we go to golden goal or he gets 4 in that time, that would be a real treat. We're switching over to stoppage. You said a whole minute right
No,
now.
I mean,
Going to the 8-minute marker, and then last shots. But let's see what both teams have in store here in the extra time. Diego rifling one up into that back line, won't go, and he'll have another chance. Sammy one from the wide area. And both teams' front lines just coming up big right now, actually. And he gets one as
Okay, was that-
6-4.
45 seconds, 35 seconds. Math is not my best.
Oh, but
And
Sammy puts
there's
it
game
away.
point.
As you say it, it's a 7-4 finish.
No, it's
in
game 1 of 2 of
Yeah.
3.
2-1. Well, after the first battle between you two, I mean, I really want to know. He was up 4-0 3 minutes in. Did you feel like it was going the way Club Shiesty Ronalbinhos went?
The way that my brother plays, I thought it had a chance, honestly, because he plays the fastest out of everybody. Like, he plays way faster than you and Lawrence, and you guys put up shots quick. So, I mean, I was like, damn, I might lose this game
Yeah.
fast the way Kev lost. But luckily, I was able to get something on the board. I found my lanes on the easier shots that we found at the tournament. But yeah, I just wasn't able to capitalize down in the box. I feel like shooting him a little bit harder, like we were talking about in the post match last time, around the area on the bottom band to get that final roll would have helped at least 2 or 3 of those shots. So yeah, maybe next time shoot a little bit harder because down in that area
Pins, yeah.
for sure. But I mean, like Sammy played a great game.
Oh, for sure.
Jumped off to an early start like he always does.
And yeah, Aiden made that point real early. He said that's something you want to do to beat Sam. You want to get ahead of him.
For
because
sure.
if he jumps out, like you said, he just plays fast and he puts things together, and
It makes it
you still got a 4-0 lead in 3
feel
minutes.
impossible to even get anything on the goal. You know, because like you feel like all the pressure is on you to score because he is scoring with these. So it's like, man, how am I not
Just
scoring?
board tilt towards you.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, you and Aiden made great points during that. That the opponent needs to jump out to an early lead or respond rather quickly, because when he got to that 4-point lead, it was over. In his perspective.
Would you say when it got to about that 6-3 marker, did you feel, because you talked about when you're down 3 in Biñho, like you could make 3 up quickly.
For sure.
And we've seen that. We saw that with Club Shiesty today. He scored 3 within 30 seconds.
Yeah.
That last 3 goals, he went from 4-0 to 7-0 in 30 seconds. So you see a lot of goals quickly. Did you feel like you could have pushed a golden goal?
Yeah, for sure. I thought there was a chance once the deficit was only 2. It was like, oh wait, I gotta put 2 in and this game's tied. And then like you said, playoffs is golden goal, so I wasn't really worried about how much time is left because I knew if I tied it up, I could push.
I just gotta get one.
I could just push to get one more.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was a little bit of hope there towards that latter half of the game, but I just wasn't able to capitalize on those easier lanes until my final shot. So it was like if I just had a few more of those leading up, maybe the outcome would have turned a little bit different. But still, Sammy wins on his home court. I'm not able to get him.
A phenomenal home club. I mean, I don't think his record is very low on the road either. But I think when you're facing him and you see the pink and green, he's gonna be far too comfortable.
For sure. And hats off to him. Played a solid game. For sure. I'm not taking my beanie off.
Nah, I had to hit that one. But hey, coming up next, the main event of the night. And I promise you, this is going to be such a great game. One of my favorites to call ever. We have Filibinhos, one of the newest teams in Biñholiga. Took the league by storm
Super
this season.
impressive.
A second place finish, 4-2-1 for 13 points. Adrian, one of the craftiest players I've seen, just come in and start playing and just be naturally talented with that.
Yeah, from day one, he had his own style. He was able to shoot on the baseline better than anybody has before and doing it differently.
The pins, like bouncing the ball off the pins and getting those pinball shots perfectly.
Every time, and even from it all the way as far to the wide band. So always using the baseline to his advantage. And being one of the younger teams, you don't think that they're going to come out and pull it to the top of the ladder, but I mean, finishing second, hats off, Adrian. You played a very solid season. So I mean, home field advantage in your first Biñho playoff.
Well earned, well deserved.
It's gotta feel good.
We do know though that there is one game haunting him in the back of his mind, which, similar to Kevin, is that 7-0 clean sheet to Club Shiesty he suffered mid-season. But other than that, I mean, he's played a top tier game, and I think Adrian's way showed that he can run with the big guns.
For sure. And I mean, on the other side, Shane coming off a win to get his tiebreaker and to lock up that 7th spot. He should be feeling good. After last season, this year was a completely different team. You know what I mean? Early on, we talked about the energy switch and doing different shots. And Shane came out with a very solid record. I mean, what did he finish? With 6 points, with 3 solid wins.
He had the
against
most
big
hot
teams.
start.
Yeah.
On day one, we started filming. He had a 2-0-0 record. And then Lawrence was like, I want to play you.
Yeah, that was maybe we could have pushed that to next film day, and maybe it would have came out a different result, and his season would have been towards the middle of the pack. But
That was also one of the only night games because we were outside at the beginning of the season.
yeah,
back in the
towards
summer.
the back end of the summer, yeah, we caught that sunset towards the very early start of the game when we didn't think that would happen.
Yeah. We didn't actually plan on doing that game. Then we were, like you said, we were planning on pushing it to another day. But late night Binhos was always fun. It was cool to have that night game. But unfortunately, Shane was unable to top Lawrence in that, and that kind of started just a drought for him this season until he faced off against Kevin in that tiebreaker
Yeah.
and broke that.
And I think that's what you need to start a playoff run, is just to finish off on a good win, knowing that, all right, I'm still gonna, like we talked about, it's Biñho City against Biñho City. He's not traveling far.
Yeah, these crowds are gonna be. You're gonna hear the chants. Whoever scores, it's gonna be loud.
Yeah.
It's gonna be loud.
So, I mean, I think Shane, and like Aiden mentioned, there's the new headquarters switch. So I guess this is technically Shane's second night match, since the lighting in this one is a little bit more night-like.
Yeah, this is the first actual match we played in the new Biñholiga headquarters. So let's get to it. I hope you guys like the new set and enjoy this game. Right, guy, if you're still here, this one's for you. Continuing the quest for the cup, this evening we have the Filibinhos, who had a phenomenal first season in Biñholiga, hosting the Baked Biñhos. A Biñho City rivalry. Let's see if Shane will be able to keep rolling, as he just won his tiebreaker to claim that 7th spot. Shane, shut the timer. And then we are underway here. This is the first round of the playoffs for these teams, and both of them will have to go through either you or Sammy, depending on how that series comes out. And who do you think has the edge here? We know that Adrian has home field advantage, but Shane has played well his past 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, we are in Biñho City, so it's not too far from home, because this crowd definitely travels. But, I mean, I don't know, Adrian really proved himself standing at second in the ladder with 13 points to finish the regular season. He's just at least walking away with a point every match. So it's hard to say that he doesn't have a strong advantage here playing on his home field. Although we are 45 seconds in with nothing on the board.
Yeah, it's usually different for this team on the right of the camera here, but we will see if the game has anything in store, as usually both players are in the roller chairs. He opted for the stationary one to keep comfortable.
Yeah, I was talking with Adrian before, and I was saying how I might also choose the stationary chair just so I'm not rolling around as fidgety during the match. You're able to still move around and find your lanes, but just not in a rolling chair.
Indeed, good shot in deep there for Shane. A good return for Adrian, and a mid-range chance won't go. That striker coming up good, big for Shane, and he gets a good shot in on the doorstep. Adrian contemplating what to do. He gets out cleanly.
I mean, both teams have been doing a very great job of clearing the ball. They're both approaching the box on a very consistent basis, about every other shot. But, I mean, every time they are approached with that situation, they just clear it like it's not a problem. Good to see.
Ooh,
another one.
He responds with a doorstep chance of his own. Shane, he puts one in for the opposition.
We definitely saw the effect of the circle board here, as
2 minutes in.
like you have to shoot it harder in certain lanes because that ball might get caught in that rough green and like on that line right there, and then just get stopped. So sometimes,
and you can see that goal line is on that softer green.
definitely.
So, but not. It's actually just the start of the goal line, which is weird. So, I can see what you're saying with the board coming into play. Low scoring match so far. Ooh, that
Shane
one
not
may
able to
have
clear.
touched. I think it did, but we will let it slide as the play has already gone by. Shane made a face, though. Adrian will have an offensive zone chance. Let's see if the ball won't lie. Maybe it will right now, but a chance up against the band now for Shane. Ooh, good save in on that center defensive pin. He's going to get one again. Won't go. Adrian gets one in deep to the zone. Oh, that one
I mean, both teams
just
are
wide of the net.
pulling out some nice clearing shots, like, as I do
That
myself.
one on
but
the
it's just
doorstep. Ooh.
sometimes not able to fully get it out.
Shane's second lone clear. That one doesn't get into his own net, but an offensive zone chance.
Adrian
won't
opts
go
for the
Adrian.
band.
That might have been a double touch. I think it was.
I don't. Did you see his finger come up? I don't know if he kind of did that roll tactic.
That's on you. It's up to you.
I didn't fully see it clearly, not because his hand was over the ball from my side. So he might
Adrian
just,
made the.
he might just
He's
be
gotten
getting
away
a-
with 2, I think, so far. So we need to get on our, game here. But about halfway through, a little bit more, and still a low-scoring one. Shane will hit the plastic there, and the post just not going to be his friend on that one. Ooh, Shane sends one silently through and
Yeah, he
get to that goal line.
found the lane. It was just to the left or right of the angle, depending on where we're standing or where they're standing. But I mean, those times where you're trying to find that back lane and you get it, but you just miss everything, and just very harsh because it's very rare that you get it through without touching anything.
Yeah, that is true. And he gets one once again in onto Adrian's goal line. He's able to clear literally to the midfield line, just left of the dot.
Shane maybe needed a little bit more power to get it that last roll over that rough.
It's going to have an opposite chance from the right side, won't go, and Adrian getting stopped up by Shane's back line. Adrian's front line will come up big for him as he will have a shot that was deflected over to the band, and he's trying to find that lane, won't get it
Just
to go
to
with
the
some
left.
power.
He thought he had it. It was just to the left of his target. I mean, we're approaching the 2-minute warning and still at a 1-0 match. Adrian, like, this is very opposite of what we're used to seeing from both of these teams, or at least getting something on the board,
Yeah, I mean, if Shane ties it here. Oh, was that in the box? Because that will
I believe
be a
it was up
card.
here.
I think that was a yellow. And we are going to have... It's all right, Shane. We got more. We are going to have a penalty and a turnover there. He's going to lose the shot chance and possessions. That one gets off the board and gets away from
It
him.
was about like 15 seconds.
And that's a big momentum shift. And Shane's able to tie the game at 1 with a beautiful shot that goes off the band, through the pins, and finds its way in, just sneaking through.
Yeah, with just over a minute now, we're tied at 1. Adrian playing maybe with a little more caution now that he's on the yellow. Anything else will lead to a red. So he's playing with a little caution. Shane, in this last 60 seconds, I'm not sure if we're going to see him just try all his shots, maybe pull out a pop shot, try to rocket some through, because sometimes he shot it, didn't get that last roll.
Ooh, Adrian gets one into the box. Shane will be looking, contemplating his clear. And he gets it, and a goal. It is 2-1 coming down to the wire. There is about 45 seconds to go.
Shane takes his first lead of the game, and at a time where he really needs it.
We could really see an upset here, Diego, or maybe our first ever golden goal situations. This has been a low-scoring game. That
Off the
one
post.
just off the post. Wow. A chance here for Shane off his own striker. Weird lie as it's up against his own pin. That one comes up big for his back line, excuse me.
Adrian
gets the roll back. That is a 2-2 game now.
15 seconds left of
Oh,
regulation.
we are going to see, I think, a golden goal match here, Diego. This is going to be insane. Shane now a chance from his corner. Won't go. Gets
We're
caught
approaching
up on
20
that center
seconds
back.
of stoppage, 20
Adrian kind of
seconds.
just lifts one. And,
Played till 7:20.
well, I think it's just going to be till whoever wins now. It's a 2-2 match. It's golden goal. Keep going until we see the next one, boys. And this is absolutely a treat. Extra Biñho. This is going to be a time cruncher. Next goal will win. As Shane, ooh, his won't go. Adrian, that
Unable
might
to
have been
get
a
it.
double touch. But I don't know. We let 2 slide on Shane. I think we let it go.
I think Shane
Let him play.
realized-
Let him play. You got to let him play.
I think
you gotta,
Shane
it's the
realized and
playoffs.
put his hand
Hey,
right back down.
you got to keep it consistent. You got to keep it consistent.
and Shane is. I think he's a little bummed about that one. But each player, they are taking their time, and you really should.
Shane plays it back to the corner, and he kind of
any
regrets
shot can end the game. And oh my, is there a lane for Adrian? It won't go off the front pin. Oh, off the front post. Excuse me. Oh, a shot now. This is going to be a lane for Shane.
Shane gets
that
the
center
unlucky
defensive
roll.
pin gets in there. Oh, what a save. 8 minutes and 15 seconds have elapsed in this one.
Shane tries to
And-
rock it. Doesn't get
Oh,
Adrian.
it's
He
over.
gets it.
It's over. Oh my. He's out of there. And you let them play.
What? Wow, it's always great to make Biñholiga history, and that was the first ever overtime golden goal game we had. And that was personally my favorite game I think I've seen so far.
I mean, that was crazy energy that last minute or like 2 minutes of that game. Once they finally got scoring, it was very exciting.
Yeah, it was 1-0, I believe, 2.5 minutes in. Adrian had a 1-0 lead, and then in that last minute, Shane ties it and then takes the lead for himself, 2-1. And Adrian's able to tie it back up 2-2.
Within a quick response, he didn't let Shane hold the lead for too long the way he held the lead for about 2 minutes. He gave that quick response and he tied that game up real fast. And then it was kind of a stalemate. And then that's what led to our first ever golden goal.
That, and we were very laissez-faire with the cards that game, just allowing the players to play. But the logic behind it is you got to keep it consistent. And if you're going to call this a strike, call it a strike all game.
Yeah.
You know, it's at my nose. You better call it a strike for him then. You know, so that's all.
Yeah.
I feel like that was the logic behind it, especially in that golden goal situation when it's coming down.
That
to
was
it.
such
And
a big moment. We couldn't just automatically start calling a double touch for Adrian in such a pivotal moment where Shane could take the lead
Yeah.
and then the game's over in 5 seconds. Like
'cause
that would
Adrian
just
gets a reset.
that would just be
Yeah.
that would just be unfair because then his argument was, well, Shane had 2 infractions the same way. So I mean, you got to give and take where you have, you know what I mean? We had to bite that one. Adrian got lucky where Shane had the infractions, he got away with them, but then Adrian got the last laugh.
Yeah, and Adrian, like we said, is one of the best players we have. I'd love to see him come to one of the major tournaments because I just like to see what he can adapt and learn from these players. And shout out to you, Omar. Thank you for tuning in. We're here in Phoenix right now. We're
Yeah.
live from our Airbnb. So we will see all of you on Saturday if you're gonna be there. Thank you for tuning in to the first round or the first match of round 1. And next week, tune back in next Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will have game 2. I'll be at home looking to upset and take out Tropico City. You are going to be looking to get back at the home court and tie that series back up.
Yeah, hopefully get my first win against Little Bro on camera. I mean, I need to. There's a big pivotal moment in playoffs. Hopefully push a game 3.
And Shane's going to be in that same boat as he'll be home against the Filibinhos. And once again, you have Kevin and the Ronalbinhos looking to avenge themselves after this week's matchup, losing 7-0 against Club Shiesty. But we'll see how those games come along. Once again, thank you for joining us. My name is Hayden.
I'm Diego.
We'll catch you next week.
Peace.